Good day. It's certainly a pleasure to be back with you on the Healthbeat Show. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson, and welcome to the Healthbeat Show.
You don't have to take my word, but I heard if you have your health, you have everything. Take my word, but I heard about the health you're gonna be. How you wanna be? Show me how you will be. How you wanna be? Show me how you will be. Listen to the show, the more you'll know about your health.
And welcome to this special edition of the Healthbeat Show. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson, and welcome back to the Healthbeat Show. Today we are going to have a wonderful day. We're here at the James A. Watson Wellness Center at its first open house since we have moved back to 57th and Market Street, which was previously known as the Arlington Medical Group. Now, in 1960, three doctors by the name of Taylor, Major, and Watson moved into this building, and they started a multi-specialty clinic, a clinic with an OBGYN, a general surgeon, and an internist. They expanded, had a pharmacy with Mr. Weaver, and then a pediatrics suite with Dr. Jenkins and Dr. Mines. Today, we show that we are handing over the baton and expanding with young people, with youth, to keep the health care going in this community in Oakland. You will see none other than Dr. Tyrone Snipes. Dr. Snipes is a young African-American physician who's from Oakland and went to University of California at Berkeley, Touro University Osteopathic School of Medicine, and now has finished his residency at Highland General Hospital and joins us at the James A. Watson Wellness Center. You'll see many people here. You'll see our sleep study lab. You may see some dignitaries. You'll have some food and some music as we talk about the fact that your health is your wealth. We are revitalizing the community, coming back with unity and coming back strong, with none other than Dr. Tyrone Snipes, new young physician coming back to the community. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Stay tuned. We've got a good one. Okay, we are here at the James A. Watson Wellness Center at the open house in honor of none other than Dr. Tyrone Snipes. And Dr. Tyrone Snipes has just joined us in December. Joining us as well is none other than Mrs. Cynthia Dellums, the wife of the mayor, Ron Dellums. Welcome so much to the James A. Watson Wellness Center. And welcome, Dr. Snipes. We're so honored that you would be here. We know that the mayor is busy today, but we also know that you are a great influence in Oakland and always have been. We're so thankful. What do you think? Have you and the mayor talked about what's going to happen with the health situation? You've probably been seeing what's going on with
it on pins and needles. But we think it's a good first step, and we think that this will be a tremendous asset to the states. And, you know, Ron was one of the first to introduce a health care bill in the Congress. So he has been fighting this battle for quite a long time, and what better person to bring that to fruition than President Barack Obama. So we're all very happy, very happy.
And we're so honored because we know that you have a direct link with him, which brings that direct link to Oakland. And with that, you know, there are not many black doctors going into private practice. There's a real history here. We're so honored that Dr. Tyrone Snipes would come back to the community. Tell us a little bit about your training, Dr. Snipes, how you ended up back here.
Well, in medical school, I went to Touro University as an osteopathic school. And during some of that training, I did some work with Dr. Watson in the clinic here, and that's kind of what brought me into primary care. And so I ended up at Highland Hospital working in primary care and internal medicine, and now I'm here starting practice.
That's amazing.
And we're really honored. I don't know if you ever had the chance to meet Dr. James Watson back in the day. Very pleasant, wasn't shaken easily, very articulate. Didn't always say a lot, but whatever he said meant a lot. And I think that the Spirit has come right into this gentleman here. So we're very blessed that he's here. We're very blessed that you would come and spend some time with us, Mrs. Dellums.
Thank you so much. Well, the mayor wanted to be here. There was a mega summit, an economic development summit that started today. And then tomorrow, of course, we've got the mayor's annual track meet for the kids. So hopefully.
And my kids are running in that.
Wonderful. So we're encouraging people to come out to Laney tomorrow, kids of all ages, to have fun and to support the whole notion of living healthy. So I also wanted to take this opportunity from both the mayor and myself to say how proud we are of you, that you have managed to maintain this legacy and move it further with the next group of young doctors committed to this community. So we're very pleased. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and that's what we have to do, is hand over the baton. We're so proud of you for all that you have done as well, and thank the mayor for us for just bringing the influence and the positivity to the community.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. We're right here in the James A. Watson Wellness Center with Dr. Shaw, and when we talk about a wellness center, we talk about spirituality, we talk about trying to release the stress and the tension, and Dr. Shaw is a chiropractor. Dr. Shaw, tell us a little bit about what you do here at the Watson Wellness Center.
Mainly we do people that have musculoskeletal injuries. And most of all, we manage people's health, nutritionally, exercise, and just activities of daily living, mostly preventative and wellness care, and just help them lead a healthy way of life, so they don't have to come see us too much.
Right, and that brings the whole circle of wellness. You have the whole medical, the spiritual, the psychological, the physical, all of that in one right here at the James A. Watson Wellness Center. Stay tuned. We're right here at the James A. Watson Wellness Center's open house, and we're very fortunate to have the new president of the Sinclair Miller Medical Association. Tell us a little bit about the Sinclair Miller Medical Association. This is Dr. Warren Strudwick, one of the top doctors, also one of the Raiders doctors, orthopod extraordinaire.
Well, Jeff, you know just as much about Sinclair Miller as I do, Jeff. Sinclair Miller is comprised of all the African American physicians in the Bay Area. And our primary goal is to support medical education, to support the health of the community, and to make sure everyone pays attention to their health care.
And we're so honored that you would be here today to honor Dr. Snipes. One of the missions of Sinclair Miller is to recruit and retain physicians. And we're very honored that we were able to bring out into the community a young African American physician to really carry on the mission to reduce disparities in disease and to do it in a primary care way. What are some of the things that the Sinclair Miller has to look forward to in the next year?
Well, number one, I'm really happy to see that you brought another African American physician to the Bay Area. It's happening more and more rarely now, and one of our mandates is to attempt to get more and more physicians here in the Bay Area. Of course, we've given over $700,000 worth of scholarships to students in going to medical schools, undergraduate students, nursing students to support their medical education. And this, we think, is one of our greatest accomplishments over the last 27 years of the existence of Sinclair Miller. This year we're going to have the Year of Wellness. And we're going to concentrate on reminding people to take care of themselves in certain ways and to be sure that they pay attention to their health care in many different ways. We'll be using all kinds of media. Maybe you'll let us on your show even. Maybe we can come to your office and parade around and talk to your patients about taking care of their health care. But we're going to be in the community in many, many different ways, reminding people, pay attention to your health care.
And you know, now is a time when it's very difficult, very expensive, so we all have to look out for ourselves because your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. Okay, we're right here at the James A. Watson Wellness Center with none other than Assemblyman Sandre Swanson. Sandre, thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure to be here. The place looks wonderful, and I was very impressed with all the facilities. You know, the sleep center and all the new equipment. It's very impressive.
Well, you know, we found that African Americans have more high blood pressure, diabetes, that they have more strokes, and underneath some of this, including congestive heart failure, is sleep apnea.
Yes.
And so when I found that out, and some of it you can't really treat effectively until you find out they have sleep apnea and treat that. So we have a way of both studying that and treating that.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with this new health care bill? I mean, you've probably been involved, you've been speaking with Barbara Lee, with all the Congress and Senate. What's going to happen with this?
Well, first of all, you know, before I became a member of the California State Assembly, I worked for members of Congress for 30 years, as you know. And so this has been a mission almost of every president for the last 3 decades. And so for President Obama to accomplish developing the framework for accessible health care by every American, I think that is phenomenal. And I think it would mean so much for people that, you know, clinics like this have never refused to help. But there's always been a question of access for people that just didn't have the resources. Hopefully this will develop the ability for clinics like this to expand and develop because everyone that walks through the door will have an ability to pay. And I think that would be wonderful just for preventative medicine and wonderful for our community. So I have to tip my hat to the President for what an outstanding job, and also to you for the leadership you have given us in the wellness community. And not turning away anyone in need is quite a tribute to yourself, and I'm very proud to know you.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and it's from encouragement from people like you, from Congresswoman Barbara Lee, from people like Keith Carson and the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, who encourage us and have actually supported us to help us to be able to do that. And we hope that as the changes occur, and a lot of people have mixed emotions about it, there may be cuts in reimbursement for some of the providers, some of the specialists. We don't know exactly the intricacies of all of this, but that for the majority of people, we're hoping that this is going to be the best.
And we can have that debate. The point is that now the concept that everyone should be covered is part of law. And so as we tweak the system to improve the system, I believe that in the long run, you know, doctors are going to have more resources to do what they do. There'll be more opportunities for preventative medicine, and they won't be anyone cutting you off of coverage on your way to the operating room. I think that's important. As you know, I chair the California Legislative Black Caucus, and we are launching a Healthy Life, Healthy Community initiative, and we're working with Kaiser Permanente and a number of organizations that want to stress the importance of paying attention to what our children are eating, making sure that we have the examinations that we need, and the like. And we're going to be reaching out to you because of this wellness clinic and other providers to help partner with us as we move forward. We're going to plan a health fair this fall where we can do screenings and then talk about healthy life, including your health, but also a healthy community.
All right, we're here with none other than Assemblyman Sandre Swanson talking about the changes that are happening in healthcare. I want you to know that this is going to be outside of managed care. This is going to be the #1 community clinic for African Americans. And we have to stress that because there are disparities in disease, and we thank you again for all the work that you're doing.
You have my full support, Doctor.
Okay, and we're committed to continue to work with with you on every project, so please call us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
God bless.
God bless.
Okay, we're right here at the James A. Watson Wellness Center's open house with none other than Dr. John Floyd and Dr. Faraz Burgess. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Gastroenterology and urology. They have.
We cover all ends.
He's got you. I got you coming. He's got you going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. We are so glad that the two of you are here. Where do you work most?
Alta Bates.
Well, we work in Berkeley at Alta Bates and
Walnut Creek. And Walnut Creek. Yeah.
Okay. What is the latest thing in GI now that's going on? When should everybody get a colonoscopy?
Well, everybody should get it at age 50, and especially for African Americans now they think 45. It hasn't been out yet, but in our literature it's coming more and more because African Americans are more likely to get colon cancer. So some places are beginning to talk about even going younger, 5 years earlier.
How about your prostate? When should you get that checked?
same old thing with African Americans. It's at age 40. With people who have strong family histories, it's at age 40. And as you get, in the other ethnic groups, it's at age 50 for PSA, and unfortunately the rectal exam.
All right, so we've got Dr. Floyd, Dr. Burgess, urology and gastroenterology right here on the Healthbeat Show.
Have a good night and rest easy.
Are you tired, sleepy, depressed, snore a lot, sleep a lot during the daytime? Do you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or suffer from sexual dysfunction? You may be suffering from sleep apnea. Talk to your doctor and contact the James A. Watson Wellness Center Sleep Clinic. Remember, we want you to have a good night and rest easy. Give us a call today at 510-444-8627. Remember, that's 510-444-8627, and you'll rest easy.
We're right here at the James A. Watson Wellness Center's open house, pumping good, healthy music with none other than music extraordinaire, Mr. Ricardo Scales.
How you doing, doctor?
I'm blessed. We're so thankful that you're here with us. You have been with us during many of our shows and many other times, and we know, do you think about health when you're doing your music?
Definitely. I'm in the beginning stage of diabetes, and to keep control of it, keep it on your mind. And you're doing a great job of keeping the community aware of to take care of themselves. And a healthy life is a long life.
And that's something important. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are, how much money you have, what your profession is. No one's exempt. And so we all have to look out for each other. Mr. Ricardo Scales is doing that in a grand way as he plays his grand pianos and other things. And we continually talk about music and health and happiness and the things that make you thrive and stay alive.
That is for sure. And for everybody that's watching, remember, don't let anyone take you out of being healthy, because good health changes into wealth.
That's right. Your health is your wealth. And when you have your health, you have everything. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Can I have your attention for just one moment? May I have your attention for just one moment? We want to just take a few minutes to introduce you to the James A. Watson Wellness Center. And I just want to give you a little bit of history about what this is about. In about 1956, a doctor by the name of Dr. Robert Taylor came to Oakland from Edwards Air Force Base. He eventually met two other doctors, one by the name of Dr. James A. Watson, another by the name of Dr. Benjamin Major. Interestingly enough, Dr. Benjamin Major delivered me. Dr. James A. Watson made me. They started a clinic on 57th and Market Street. It was known as the Arlington Medical Group back at that time. And it started out in just a little space that is over here, which is now the pharmacy. And as time went over the years, it took up the whole block. And over the time, it had African American physicians, it had internal medicine physicians, it had pediatricians like the great Dr. Robert Mines, who is still here today. It had Dr. Jenkins, who took care of many of us as children. It had Dr. Robert Taylor, who was a great general surgeon. It had Dr. James Watson. It had Dr. Benjamin Major, who was a great OBGYN. It also, over the years, we had Dr. James Jackson, who is an OBGYN. During the time that this building has been here, there's been a pharmacy known as the North Oakland Pharmacy, and this is next door. And it was started and run by the great Mr. Ellerson Weaver, and his wife is here now, who has taken over the legacy of Miss Val Weaver. And we are so honored that she is here as well. As a child, I crawled on these floors, and my mother, Mrs. Winnie Watson, is here today to see this, and I'm so honored that she is here and love her so much. But she brought me over here after school as a child, and I crawled on these floors, and my daddy made me pull the charts and made me clean up, and I got to know this all the way from a child. So when people say to me stuff like, well, you don't know how hard it is at the front desk to answer the phone, I said, oh, yes, I do. Because that used to be my job. Now, you don't know how it is to clean up. It's all stressful people here. Oh, yes, I do. Because that used to be my job. You know, so I understand that. All of that used to be my job. So it is truly a blessing. Now, in 2005, after I originally started here in 1985, and I started with my daddy, Dr. James Watson. We were here for 20 years together, that we got to work together. And it's just an absolute blessing. We eventually moved down to Pill Hill. In 2005, we decided to look for a building. And that's when the real estate market was still good. There was a boom going on. And every time I would try to get a loan, they'd say, well, your money still isn't quite right. The real estate agent was none other than the great Mr. Cecil Reeves, who sits right here. And Mr. Reeves showed me around. I said, Mr. Reeves, take me back to the Arlington building where I started. And we came back and we made a bid, and they kept saying, you should try to develop a limited liability corporation or something and get some other partners to help you get that building. I said, Mr. Reeves, will you help me get this building? Will you join with us? Mr. Reeves has probably about 40 different properties in Oakland. He's big time, and he said, well, if that will help you, I'll be glad to do it. Just as sweet and modest. And so at this point in time, it is Mrs. Weaver and Mr. Reeves who really are carrying the base of this building with me to carry on this history. So I want to just thank them publicly for what they are doing, for carrying on this legacy, for allowing it to happen. And Dr. Snipes, I just wanted you to know that history a little bit. Now, as we decided to come back here and we knew that there was a need, we could have went to Piedmont Avenue or Walnut Creek or someplace like that, but we wanted to come back here, and we wanted to really come back to the community and work here in the community. I want you all to get to know this wonderful young man, Mr. Tyrone Snipes, Dr. Tyrone Snipes. He and I first met when he was a student at Touro University, and that's a osteopathic medical school, and he came as a student, and I was kind of tough on him. I told him, you got to write this way, and present it this way, and do this that way, or else they gonna get you, which they will. He knows about that. We later, after he became a resident at Highland, we saw each other at the gym and the racquetball, and I said, Tyrone, you need to come on back home, man. Come on back to the community. His demeanor is, and I've said this to others, I want to say this to you, it's very much like my father. And so I feel that there is a reincarnate to some degree. A very mild, modest, humble, but wonderful, great man who is bringing all of his efforts to the community. So we want to thank you for coming, and we want to also talk about the importance of handing off the baton. You know, my daddy handed the baton to me, and he said, okay, you can take care of this. And at this time, we hand the baton off to you, to Dr. Tyrone Snipes. That reads Tyrone E. Snipes, Associate, James A. Watson Wellness Center, March 26, 2010. I want to let everybody know who you are, Dr. Snipes, and let's bring your lovely wife up and your lovely children. He's a family man. He's got a wonderful wife and some lovely children. I want you to meet all of them because we know one of the people who has kept me going is my wife, Carolyn, and my lovely children. Where are they at? Did they run off somewhere? So independent. But it takes the wife to support you through all of this. But just introduce us to your wife, to your children. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Dr. Tyrone E. Snipes. This is my family, Janae Levine Snipes, my lovely wife, very supportive, has helped me through all of this. This is my oldest son, John Joseph Snipes, and the youngest, Little Ty. So I'm a son of Oakland. I'm glad to be back working in the community. I was born and raised here, and as Dr. Watson said, my training with him was a pivotal point for me because it helped me decide to go into primary care. And I see a lot of familiar faces that have been supportive for me, a lot of mentors here, a lot of new faces that I met tonight. It's been very great, wonderful. I've been here since December, and I look forward to being here for a long, long time.
We're so glad that you are here, that your family is here, and just know that this community embraces you and that you have support, because that's what it's going to take to keep us going and to keep handing off the baton and to raise the wonderful family. You have all of our support, and again, we thank you, and we thank all of you for coming out tonight. We hope that you all understand that your health is your wealth, and of course, when you have your health, you have everything.
Take my word. You don't have to take my word. You don't have to take my word. Wanna be. You don't have to show my word.